What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode here at Buffalo Ambition. My name is Sloan. If you are new to our channel, welcome. We are a family of 5 kicking it full-time in an RV, and we make videos on RV life, we make videos on homeschooling and lifestyle videos, so definitely check us out. We hope you'll stick around, subscribe, and join our community. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my experience as a first-time mom that's homeschooling. I've been homeschooling my daughter since she was 4 years old, but this was actually the first year that I was reporting to the state of Florida. So my experience is a little different. I just wanted to share what I learned with you guys, and hopefully it can help you out too. All right, everyone, so like I previously mentioned, this was the first year that I was actually reporting to the state of Florida. And when evaluation time came around, I freaked out. So a little bit of story time. I actually got a phone call from the state board, and they were like, hey, what's going on? We can't get in contact with you. We're gonna have to put your daughter in school if we're not able to update your address. We had moved and I forgot to update the address with them. And so whatever, I did what I had to do, and she said, hey, don't forget you have until this date to submit your evaluation. Gotcha. What does that mean? So in the state of Florida, there's a few things that you have to do. I'm looking down because I have my notes here. So first and foremost, at the beginning of the year, you have to send what's called a letter of intent, just letting them know that you are going to be homeschooling your child. Typically, it just asks for the name, the age, the address, and your name and contact information. That's pretty much about it. So you do have to maintain a portfolio throughout the year, and at the end of every year, you have a few different choices. You can either have your child evaluated by a teacher. They do not need to be teaching currently, they just have to have a valid certification to teach. You can have your child evaluated by a teacher. You can have them take a state test. You can have them evaluated by a Florida licensed psychologist or psychiatrist. So those are the ways that you can actually have your child evaluated for the end of the school year by the state of Florida. For me, I knew that I had to have this done. I knew that I would probably either want to go through a psychologist or a teacher. I started calling around. I immediately called my church psychiatry. We had finished the school year, and I knew I had to have these evaluations sent in by a certain date, and I thought that it was going to be fairly easy to find somebody to do my evaluations. Boy, was I wrong. If one of your questions is, well, where do I even find a teacher or a psychiatrist to do my evaluation? My tip, and this is number 1, Facebook groups. I am a part of a few Facebook groups I have some that are just very general. I'm a part of one that's specific to where I live, and then I'm a part of a few other ones. Initially on my Facebook groups, I asked the question of what should I expect during a homeschool evaluation. A few people responded with exactly what the expectation is, the questions that they would be asking, and I'm going to go over that in just a second. And a few of them were actually people who did homeschool evaluations. I looked around, I reached out to some people I knew, and finally I decided to go through this person on Facebook, and I'm really glad that I did. And so if you're looking for someone to do your evaluation, my tip number 1 is reach out to your Facebook groups. If you're not a part of any yet, definitely do so. I have really gained a lot of value from the Facebook groups that I'm a part of, especially when I'm feeling down, when I'm feeling discouraged, when you just need a friendly reminder that you're not in this alone, and that there's a lot of other families that are going through the same situations that you are, that are very relevant to just the homeschool community. So if you're not a part of Facebook groups already, definitely join some. They're going to come in handy. Number 2, what format does my portfolio have to be in? So what format you use as a portfolio, I have also found, is definitely very relative to you as a person, to how you organize your things. So because we are actually remodeling our RV, all of our things are in storage right now, which means that the majority of what she has done for the first 3 quarters are in storage. Lucky for me, I had made Homeschool Curriculum video on YouTube, and I'll link that in the cards here. If you haven't checked it out, definitely do so. So I pulled clips from that. I pulled clips from Instagram, things that I had on file personally. I pulled photos that I had and work that she had been doing since we transitioned her from just regular textbooks into the online curriculums that we have her on now, so that definitely came in handy. I pulled that all together and I decided to make a slideshow. So you'll see that on the slideshow I did have her school photos taken. It was a Groupon that I found for JCPenney, and it was like a $15 deal. I got a huge bundle of photos and they were so cute. I am in love with them. This is my daughter's 2018-2019 school year evaluation. Like I had mentioned, I made a slideshow presentation for our evaluator, and it's about 22 slides long. For obvious reasons, I'm going to be omitting out all of her information. I didn't put a grade because we're doing kindergarten and first grade. Our evaluator later just advised me that I should just go with the lower one. So in the state of Florida, she's 6 years old, which means that she's, because of her birth, when her birthday falls on, she's still considered kindergarten, even though we were doing some first grade work. So we put her as kindergarten. I just put the 2018-2019 school year. So these were our goals for this year. I just added another photo of her. This is our goal for the year. I try and keep it super basic, so I just wanted for her to learn how to read, learn how to count to 100, work on her handwriting skills, very, very basic things. This is the curriculum that we used, so I went over that, and that is required for you to actually have in the portfolio both goals as well as the curriculum. So this is our daily binder flip through, and this is just a snippet that I got from the homeschool, my 2017-2018 homeschool video. I added that in there. Next I have my daughter's journal work. So I have snippets of her journal prompts, what she wrote. Just did a few of those. This is her math certificates, again from CTC Math, so I have a few of those. This, for handwriting, we do a pen pal, so this is the pen pal. And this, as you can tell, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's a GIF. So this is actually one that I got from Instagram, and you'll notice a lot of these are going to be exactly that. So for example, this right here is from her science curriculum, so from one of her science books. So and it has audio.
And we're kind of just blocking off this blue area.
I got that from Instagram as well. Dinosaur World. So these are all field trips and things that we did. This, again, another field trip that I had actually created a mini vlog for. And then swim class. Let me see. Yeah, so swim class for the summer. I added that as one of her extracurriculars. Our trip to the science center, it was one of the homeschool days activities that we did. I really like this method of presenting the portfolio because it just, like I said, showed her personality a little more. Easy freaking peasy. We were playing phone tag for a little bit. We finally got together. I sent her everything via email and she reviewed it. It took about 2 or 3 days for her to review everything. So there are a few ways that you could actually do your portfolio. I know a lot of families out there that do the binder, so you just use the clear paper slips and you just input the samples that way, and then it's just a flip through. I've seen families that do like an accordion binder, so again, just kind of a flip through situation. My recommendation and what I found to be most helpful is going digital. So by going digital, I had all of these samples of work, I had all these videos. It's just a lot more interactive, and it gave her just a feel of who my daughter is. So I felt like that was a better representation holistically of who she was. Throughout the year, this year, now that I know what that looks like, I'm going to be taking photos or even scanning some of her work as she does them, and then I have a file already created for this year and just putting them all in there. That way at the end of the year, I don't have to worry about it. I literally just copy paste, make it pretty, and we're good to go. Now my next tip is don't procrastinate. I had a lot going on, so that phone call was definitely what I needed as a wake-up call. There's a ton of videos out there on YouTube as far as portfolios, as far as what to expect, but I feel like as a first timer, it was just, I didn't realize just how extensive it was going to be. So my recommendation is don't procrastinate. Give yourself about 3 to 4 weeks so that you can accurately represent your daughter or your son in the best light possible. We don't have any pre-established relationships. I don't know her, I haven't met her in person, so I wanted to make sure that what I did was just again representing my daughter in the best light possible. So definitely try and give yourself 3 to 4 weeks so that you can get all of your things together. Now, what to expect from an evaluation process. Like I mentioned, I provided her a portfolio. I asked her if she needed anything additional. She didn't, and we scheduled a call for the next morning after she'd looked over it. I pushed the call up because of my work schedule. So once I sat down and I talked to her, and I was very realistic about the way that we homeschool, we have this crazy schedule. Our scheduling style does require for our children to just be a little more adaptable, a little bit more flexible. I don't want to come off as like, I'm a perfect homeschool mom. Lies, total lies. So I was very honest with her. I was honest about my concerns and concerns that some of my family had arisen. So at the end of it, I was just like, hey, am I doing a good job? Like, is there anything that would be concerning from a teacher standpoint? And she's like, no, everything is good, etc., etc. I feel like being honest with your evaluator about your situation, about your lifestyle, about your child is really going to help as well, because because it's just you and your spouse or your partner in this, it's nice to get an outside perspective when you're jumping into this on the day-to-day, and when you're really starting to evaluate what the next school year is going to look like. So definitely be honest with your evaluator so that you can get the feedback that you need to do right by your child in the following year. So the Florida system actually now has a new online form. So if you're going to be submitting your evaluation, I for one was freaking out. I thought I would have to have it next day FedExed and spend like all this money, and I wasn't sure if I would get there on time. But on the contrary, I actually called to make sure, because at that point I was just gonna have my husband go down and do everything, but I decided to call. And after I called, I'm so sorry guys, and after I called, the representative told me, no, you don't have to do that anymore. Actually, your letter of intent, which you can do on the spot, and your evaluation can all be done at the same time. It's via an online form that we now have. So I will insert that link down below if you guys would like, but I ended up just attaching my evaluation. I inserted the information, and that served as my letter of intent for the following 2019-2020 school year. So that worked out great. I was super happy, and yeah, that was perfect. As far as end of school evaluations, I know they can be really nerve-wracking. Like I said, you want to use this time not just to show the world and show people like, hey, I did it, I did a good job, but also I was really critical on myself because I wanted as much information as I could grasp on, am I doing a good job? Is there anything I need to be working on with my daughter? Is there anything that I'm slacking in? And I think that these evaluators are there for a reason. And it can be nerve-wracking, but as long as you follow those tips, I'm positive you're gonna do a great job. We live in a digital era, so definitely use that to your advantage. We have a camera and video opportunity here, so definitely use that to your advantage. I hope that this video helped you guys. I know that for me, I had such a hard time finding a solid video that was just easy and to the point, so I hope that this video was exactly that. I hope that you enjoyed your time with me, and that you'll stick around, take a look at some of our other videos. I do have what we ended up doing for the end of homeschool year and what we're going to be doing. I'll be making another video on our curriculum for the 2019-2020 school year coming up pretty soon. If you haven't already checked out our end of homeschool year graduation party, definitely do so. I'll insert that down below. And if you don't already follow us on social media, please be sure to do so at Sloan the Beast, at Buffalo Ambition on both Instagram and Facebook. Guys, I hope you'll click that notification button. That way you don't miss every single time that I upload a new video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for kicking it with me. I'm Sloan. This is Buffalo Ambition channel. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.